Larry McElwain was born January 31st in 1948 in Wichita, Kansas. He grew up in Mays, Kansas, and he was raised with his family in the Mays Food Center grocery business, which was owned by his parents.
Larry moved to Lawrence to attend the University of Kansas, where he played football. Following his graduation at KU in 1970, he moved to San Francisco, California, where he completed the Mortuary Science program in 1971. His dedication to this business, it probably had to come first over his family lots of times, because he wasn't able to hire a lot of staff when he started here. It was him and his dad. When Bill Warren died, it was just the two of them. And as you know, our business isn't 8 to 5. It mainly operates in the opposite hours.
Just appreciated over the last 17 years getting to know Larry and letting him mentor and show us the way of how the funeral profession should be.
I just always was impressed how Larry would work side by side teaching me, whether it was day or the middle of the night.
We were in the second Leadership Lawrence class, and it was a great class. Sandy Prager, Barber Ballard, Ron Olin, and a young John Pendleton were in that class. And I was always impressed with Larry at breaks. This was before cell phones, but he would run out at breaks and make calls, take calls, and I probably didn't have enough to do, but I was very impressed by that.
Larry has been my friend for 36 years, so it's hard for me to decide whether to praise him or to roast him. I could praise Larry for being a great communicator and a funny storyteller, and then I could roast Larry for telling the same story over and over again. I could praise Larry for being a caring and considerate friend, and then I could roast him for always needing to be the first person to the top of a 14,000-foot mountain. I could praise Larry for his work heading up the Lawrence Chamber of Commerce, or I could roast him for reminding me that he's still cleaning up the messes that I made.
I think he adds a sense of caring, because he really does. That's why he took this position, I believe, is that he wants to do the best possible thing he can for Lawrence. And I think he was doing that in that funeral market niche when he was serving in that. But I think at bottom he really cares about Lawrence and the people and all of the people here.
And then with obituaries, you used to you'd phone them in, so you'd literally call in word for word over the phone, and then to see that evolve through fax and email and how that changed would be, I think that's really neat, and to be able to be in the business and see all those changes and work through those changes.
He used to call the flower shop and order funeral flowers, and he'd always say, just fax those over to us.
Well, Larry knows Lawrence, Kansas, and he knows the players in Lawrence, Kansas, and he knows all the assets, and he knows all the warts. He is a perfect fit for the chamber. He is a man that can bring people together and cause them to take action on something that the community really needs. He's also trustworthy. Larry does not have hidden agendas. When Larry speaks to you, he is telling you the truth, and he's telling it from a perspective of his interest in the community and his care about the community.
He translates well from the business world because he understands the business world. He had what would be considered a small operation. He knew how to make payroll, that he had to make payroll. He served people. He knew how to serve people. There were lots of constituencies he was listening to when he had a funeral. And I think he's in the same role here to a much larger degree, but he has not backed down from that challenge at all. It's just one more mountain for him to climb.